Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'll be sharing some hard truth about being a graphic designer and what it entails. So it's going to be like a reality check of what it is and what it looks like on the media. So if you are considering graphic design as a career pathway, you should definitely watch this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. First thing first, one thing you should know is, in the grand scheme of things in the tech industry, you'll be at the your position will be at the bottom or non-existent. That's in the tech scene. You'll be considered a tech bro. And let's leave the tech scene away. Like, let's move away from the tech scene. In the design space, in the design industry, you would still likely be at the bottom barrel of the I don't know what I call it, equation, or the pyramid or I don't know, hierarchy. Yes, you still be at the bottom. Graphic design is like one of the oldest innovation or oldest occupation you come across when it comes to like technology and design. Graphic design is like the oldest, and it has already like will I say meta English is hard though. It has grown to have many niche like UX design, motion design. Like, there's so many layers to design in general, but it all started with graphic design. So the way people look at it now, they don't see it as something that is that valuable, that is something that is that, when you tell people, oh, I'm a graphic designer, they rather ask you, oh, is that your side hustle? Is that what you do? Like, what exactly do you do for a living? Compared to if you say, oh, I work in tech. What do you do in tech? I'm a programmer. They will consider you like, that's an actual job. But when you say, oh, I'm a graphic designer, I work in tech, what's your job? Graphic designer. What's your job exactly like? Is that your side hustle? You get what I'm trying to say? So that's that. On the same, my first point, you will most likely, as a graphic designer, be advised to learn UIUX. You see, if I should have $1 for every time someone advised me, like, leave graphic design, you better learn this thing so you can earn 6 figures, so you can blah blah blah, I'll be like, I'm not exaggerating, I'll be like, at least I would have had like probably $60,000, because it is so crazy. You will always encounter, especially if you are in Nigeria, we got the value of graphic designers here has diminished so much that many graphic designers, they've now like ported to the product design scene, the UI design scene. Looking to become a graphic designer, just know that there will always be a temptation. Should I leave this graphic design scene? Like, hope I'm not port to product design, like learn UI UX, because that's where the money is. Because that's how it's always portrayed in the media. See, oh, the next big thing is product design. If you're not a product design, if you're not, sure you get. So that's another thing you have to face as a graphic designer, especially if you're in Nigeria. Now, another thing you should know about being a graphic designer. When getting jobs, let me write it as I put it down. Like, you most likely master more than one skill. Like, there's a tendency for you to become a jack of all trades, because have you seen the job descriptions of a graphic designer in these companies? Like the job descriptions companies put out, it is so crazy. Like, why am I asked to have a knowledge of Figma? Why am I asked to have a knowledge of 2D or 3D? You get motion design, and it's so crazy. They want a full package, but they are not ready to pay for the full package. They want, as you're a designer, you should be able to do other designs. And again, I think some of this companies is two things. Is either they know what they want and they don't know what they want. People that don't know what they want, they just put it there like, okay, in case we don't know which direction our branding would go, I'm just bringing you to have all those skills in case they will need it. And there are some that they are aware that these things is not one person job. This is a job that a team should have. On the team, there should be a graphic designer, there should be someone who does motion and who does 3D. But no, they will hand everything together. So if you want to consider that as a like a pathway, like solely learning graphic design won't just do it. You have to like try and have knowledge in different, I'm not saying you should be a generalist, but have knowledge about it. Like now I call myself a graphic designer, but I know how to I also do branding, like brand design. I know how to illustrate, like use Illustrator for vector designs, then InDesign for publications. Then I have a little knowledge about video editing. People also companies also use that in their description. Master skills that is outside your field, because stuff out there you have to like, because when you are thinking, oh, this thing is another designer that has all of that skills, and you know what, you go for it. So it is really tough out there to just have just one skill. And this issue of segregation, this issue of graphic design as a profession being looked down on, it has made people to like, you know, break away from the, because graphic design, as I said, is one of like the oldest, and it is why there's so much thing inside graphic design. Nowadays you see people call themselves, rather than saying I'm a graphic designer, they now sub-niche. I'm a brand designer, I'm a visual identity designer. Yet they don't, mostly people don't really call themselves I'm a graphic designer anymore. Now it's I'm a brand identity designer. Sure you get. And graphic design is kind of wide, especially as a freelance graphic design, is you always like constantly have to demand your worth. You constantly have to like explain why you should be paid the amount you charged. You get it is so crazy, especially if you are, and this is not even limited to the Nigerian scene, the Nigerian community alone. Even like people from the foreign scene, if you have designers, I said designers, companies or people that are outside the country that wants to like hire a Nigerian graphic designer, they come here with the intent that okay, this is Nigeria, it's cheap labor. So the price they would normally not have given a graphic designer, let's say in Australia or in the US, they would not have even have the mind to say, oh, let me pay you this. They will come to Nigeria, they will come to the Nigerian scene and look for designers, and if you charge them the industry standard, they'll be like, so it is a constant battle. Again, because there's so many like freelancing sites, you have people telling you I can do this on Fiverr for $5. Like in fact, I have an experience recently. Like someone reached out to me from a neighboring African country, and we were talking, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to charge you this price for a flyer design, and he was like, no, that's too much. Like this is, I'm like, yo, this thing is, I've beat down my price too low for you. Then he went on about saying, oh, there's so many, I mean, this job I could get it on Fiverr, I could get it done on Fiverr, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, at that point I'm like, you know what, go to Fiverr, go and get it done. And the thing, one thing that comes with charging your worth, you go see shege. Because if you keep like, you know, you have to keep rejecting, and you know, if you don't have funds to fall back on, I mean, brokenness is real. You'll be broke, you think. The last thing I want to talk about is the last truth I want to talk about concerning graphic design is people feel your work can easily be it can easily be scrapped away. Like another person can do your job. I mean, if you are hiring a product designer, I mean, UIUX, you're able to design a logo. Like what's in a logo that can't design? What's in a flyer can't design? There are free tools, there's Canva, there's this, there's that. So there's also that again, like that you have to like these problems, these issues, they are still reoccurring. And one thing why I won't even blame people is because there's this, you know, the this printing cafes. Like 3 or 4 months ago, I wanted to like print some certificates for a like design for a program, and I went there to inquire how much do they do their certificate. I also asked, okay, if you are designing the certificate for me, how much will you charge me? And the person was like 1,000 naira. 1,000 naira is like less than $2. Less than $2. So are you telling me you're going to design a certificate and also print it for me for, let's say, $1.25? So these are the things that people still have in mind when they think of a graphic designer. They don't expect you to earn much. They don't expect you to get. So this is still some stuff we have to like deal with as a graphic designer. So that would be like all for this video. This is like hard truths about being a graphic designer. So if you are coming into this space, you want to be a graphic designer, just know that these are the things you are going to face. These are the stereotypes that you have to break, you have to like get. So that's that for that. So I'll see you guys in my next video. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share it to your family and friends. My next sub goal is 150. I'm currently at 115, so I still need like 45. Is it 45? I don't know with maths. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.